Did you know that nearly all deaths after the age of 75 can be traced back to just a handful of causes? Many people believe that passing away late in life is simply a natural process. But the reality is very different. The truth is that most lives are cut short by risks that could have been reduced or even avoided. Sadly, by the time many older adults recognize the warning signs, their health has already declined, leaving fewer options and less time to act. But here is the hopeful part. If you understand these dangers now, you can take steps to protect yourself, strengthen your body, and extend your years in ways you may not have thought possible. In today's video, we will uncover the 5 leading reasons why people over 75 lose their lives. Some of these may sound familiar, while others might surprise you, but each one holds a lesson that could make the difference between decline and vitality. These are not just numbers, they represent real people, families, and choices. By making small and consistent changes, many seniors have reduced their risks, maintained independence, and even added decades to their lives. If you like this topic, comment number 1. If not, comment number 0. Either way, your voice matters. Now, let's begin. Number 1 on the list is heart disease. Even after the age of 75, this remains the single most common reason for death. Yet what many older adults do not realize is that the heart is not completely outside of their control. The heart is, in fact, a muscle. Like any other muscle, it can be trained to stay strong if cared for, or it can weaken when neglected over many years. The difficult part is that early signs often go unnoticed. Feeling unusually tired, slowing down during simple tasks, or becoming short of breath is often dismissed as nothing more than normal aging. But these can actually be warning lights that the heart is not functioning as well as it should. Ignoring these signals can allow hidden problems to grow silently. One of the greatest hidden threats is high blood pressure. Over time, excess pressure forces the heart to work harder than it was ever meant to. Because it rarely causes pain or obvious symptoms, people assume they are fine until suddenly a stroke or heart attack changes everything. Diet is another powerful factor. Years of eating processed meals, heavy salt, and unhealthy fats slowly damage arteries, reduce circulation, and starve the heart of the nutrition it needs. Many people only think of cutting out bad foods. But just as important is actively including heart-friendly options like vegetables, whole grains, and healthy oils. And then there is movement. The heart was never designed for a life of sitting. When we stop moving, circulation slows, muscles weaken, and the heart misses the daily exercise it needs to stay resilient. The good news is that you do not have to run marathons. Gentle walks, stretching, or even chair-based routines can keep the heart working efficiently and dramatically lower risk. Perhaps the biggest misconception is that heart disease is purely fate. People assume it is genetic or unavoidable. The truth is, daily decisions, how you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, determine whether your heart strengthens or declines. If you remember one message, let it be, this: your heart is in your hands. The choices you make today shape its strength for the years to come, and the best moment to begin protecting it is right now. Number 2 on the list is falls and injuries. After the age of 75, one of the most underestimated dangers is not a disease at all. It is the sudden and unexpected fall. It can happen in just a moment. One misplaced step, a wave of dizziness, or a slippery floor, and life can change completely. A fractured hip, a head injury, or even what looks like a minor bruise can quickly develop into a life-threatening complication. The frightening truth is that most people do not realize how fragile they are until something happens. Here is something many find surprising. Falls are among the leading causes of injury-related deaths in older adults. They send millions of seniors to emergency rooms every year. For far too many, One fall marks the beginning of a decline that they never truly recover from. A hip fracture often means weeks or months confined to a bed, a loss of independence, and a higher risk of infections and other serious health problems. Yet, despite how common these incidents are, many people only begin to take fall prevention seriously after either they or someone they love experiences one. As we age, our balance weakens, our muscles lose strength, and our reaction times slow because this happens gradually. It often goes unnoticed until one ordinary moment turns into a dangerous accident. The body also does not bounce back as easily as it once did. What might have been a small stumble in youth can now result in devastating consequences. And there is another trap once someone falls or nearly falls. The fear of it happening again causes them to stop moving. They avoid stairs, skip walks, and reduce activity. Ironically, this fear leads to weaker muscles, poorer balance, and an even greater chance of falling again. It is a vicious cycle that can strip away independence very quickly. The good news is that falls are not unavoidable. There are practical and powerful steps to reduce the risk: strengthening the legs and core, practicing balance exercises, and making small but important adjustments at home, such as brighter lighting, non-slip rugs, and secure handrails can make all the difference. Another factor often overlooked is medication. Certain prescriptions can cause dizziness, drowsiness, or sudden changes in blood pressure. Being aware of these effects and discussing them with your doctor can prevent serious accidents. Falling is not just about tripping, it is about staying strong, steady, and mindful of the details that protect you. After 75, one fall can change everything. But the right precautions today can mean years of freedom, mobility, and independence. If you found this helpful, comment the number 2 below so I know you are here. And if you want more guidance like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss what could be life-saving advice. Now, let's continue. Number 3, respiratory diseases. Breathing is something so natural that most of us never think about it until suddenly it becomes a struggle. As the years pass, the lungs lose some of their efficiency, and what once felt effortless can begin to feel heavy and difficult. Even mild respiratory problems can turn serious very quickly in later life. A simple cough or a short moment of breathlessness can easily develop into chronic illness, serious infection, or even require hospitalization. By the age of 75, diseases of the lungs stand among the leading causes of death. The troubling truth is that these illnesses are not always inevitable. More often, they are overlooked until the damage has advanced too far. One of the greatest dangers is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, inflammation narrows the airways, making it harder and harder to breathe. Too many older adults dismiss persistent coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath as just old age, when in reality, these are signs that the lungs are calling for attention. Another major threat is pneumonia. For a younger person, it may seem like nothing more than a seasonal infection, but in older adults, pneumonia can be devastating. What starts as a cold or minor chest congestion can quickly spiral into a life-threatening condition because the body's defenses weaken with age. Hospitalization from pneumonia is very common after 75, and sadly, many never fully recover their previous strength once it strikes. Environmental factors also play a significant role. Over the years, constant exposure to dust, pollution, or secondhand smoke quietly damages the lungs. Even at home, hidden irritants such as mold, pet d'onde, or chemical pollutants can worsen breathing difficulties, and for those already living with asthma or COPD, these triggers make symptoms much worse. Small steps like improving indoor air circulation, using air purifiers, and avoiding smoky environments can bring real protection to aging lungs. There is also something simple but often underestimated: staying active. The lungs, just like muscles, need exercise. Physical movement encourages the lungs to expand fully, clear mucus, and function at their best, sitting for long periods. On the other hand, reduces lung activity, making infections more likely and weakening capacity over time. Even light activity, short walks, gentle stretching, or breathing exercises can strengthen the lungs and extend resilience. Finally, prevention through vaccination is one of the most powerful tools. Vaccines for pneumonia, influenza, and other respiratory infections dramatically lower the chance of serious illness. It is not only about avoiding discomfort, it is about preventing complications that could put life itself at risk. Breathing should never feel like a daily battle. For many people, after 75, it becomes one only because action was delayed. Protecting and strengthening your lungs today is one of the most effective ways to secure both long-term health and independence. Number 4 on the list is stroke. A stroke is one of the most frightening events because it strikes without warning. In just a few seconds, life can change completely. After the age of 75, it is one of the leading causes of death. And yet many people do not realize how much power they actually have to lower their risk. The challenge is that once a stroke occurs, the damage is often permanent, and there is rarely a second chance. What most people never hear is that as many as 80% of strokes can be prevented. This means the habits and decisions you make today may determine whether you remain strong and independent or face a life-altering condition. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is suddenly blocked, or when a blood vessel bursts. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die. And the longer the brain is deprived of oxygen, the greater the damage becomes. Some strokes may appear small, leaving only temporary confusion or mild weakness. Others can be devastating, causing paralysis, loss of speech, or complete dependence on others. In far too many cases, strokes are fatal. High blood pressure is one of the most dangerous risk factors. Over time, constant pressure weakens the arteries, leaving them more likely to rupture or clog. Because high blood pressure usually has no obvious symptoms, many people are unaware of the danger until disaster strikes. Another major factor is irregular heart rhythms, such as atrial fibrillation, or AFib. When the heart beats abnormally, blood can pool and form clots. If a clot travels to the brain, it can trigger a stroke instantly. The positive news is that regular medical checkups can detect these problems early, and treatment can dramatically reduce the risk. Lifestyle choices also play a crucial role. Diets heavy in processed foods, excess salt, and unhealthy fats raise the chances of stroke, while too little physical activity allows blood to thicken and circulation to slow. Simple adjustments like eating more leafy greens, cutting down on sodium, drinking enough water, and moving daily make a powerful difference. One important warning sign that people often dismiss is a mini stroke, also called a transient ischemic attack, or TIA. If you ever experience sudden weakness, slurred speech, blurred vision, or confusion, even if it goes away, do not ignore it. Acting quickly can prevent a full stroke and save your life. The most important lesson is that you have real control over your risk. Check your blood pressure regularly, follow a heart-healthy diet, stay active, and pay attention to early symptoms. If you found these insights helpful, comment the number 4 below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss vital information that could protect your future. Now, let's move forward. Number 5 is cognitive decline and its related complications. Among all the challenges of aging, the gradual fading of memory, judgment, and independence is one of the most painful. This decline rarely arrives suddenly. Instead, it creeps in little by little, so subtle at first that it often goes unnoticed. Small lapses in memory or concentration may seem harmless, but over the years, these small cracks can widen into something serious. The ability to manage everyday tasks, recognize loved ones, or make sound decisions begins to erode. For many, it becomes more than a source of frustration. It turns into a threat to health and safety. Conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia illustrate this reality. These illnesses are not limited to the mind alone. They place the entire body in danger. As mental sharpness weakens, so does the ability to care for oneself. Forgetting to take medication, neglecting to eat balanced meals, or failing to recognize the signs of illness can quickly lead to further health problems. Seniors may forget to drink enough water, leading to dangerous dehydration, or they may eat too much or too little, resulting in nutritional imbalances that worsen other conditions. Accidents also become far more likely. A forgotten stove left burning, an unlocked door at night, or wandering outside in unsafe conditions can quickly turn into life-threatening situations. As decline progresses, many older adults lose the ability to live safely on their own, and without proper care, their overall health deteriorates at an even faster pace. What makes this especially troubling is that many people do not recognize the problem until it has advanced. Early signs: misplacing important objects, losing track in conversations, or forgetting names are often dismissed as just aging. In truth, these are signals that the brain is asking for help. The sooner these warnings are taken seriously, the better the chances of slowing down progression and preserving independence. Protecting the brain requires consistent effort. Just as muscles need exercise, the brain stays strong when it is challenged. Reading, learning new skills, playing games that require focus, or even engaging in deep conversations can keep the mind active and resilient. But mental activity alone is not enough. Physical exercise is just as vital for brain health. As movement boosts blood flow and nourishes brain cells, social connection also plays a powerful role. Loneliness and isolation are known to accelerate mental decline, while regular interaction with friends, family, or community groups helps keep the mind sharper for longer. Diet is another cornerstone. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins like berries, nuts, and leafy greens help protect the brain. In contrast, processed foods and excess sugar contribute to inflammation that raises the risk of dementia. Cognitive decline is not an unavoidable destiny of old age. By taking steps now, staying mentally and physically active, keeping socially engaged, and making smart food choices, you can greatly reduce your risk. Like any other part of the body, the brain responds to care, and the more you nurture it, the longer it will remain strong. Final thoughts. As we come to the close of this journey, let's pause and reflect on the 5 key dangers we've uncovered together: heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, stroke, and cognitive decline. These are the conditions responsible for the majority of deaths after 75. Yet the most important truth to remember is this: none of them are guaranteed. Many people assume these problems are an unavoidable part of aging. But the reality is that small, steady choices can make all the difference. Sadly, by the time most realize this, valuable time has already been lost. The encouraging news is that change does not need to be overwhelming. Even one small step taken today, whether it is improving your diet, adding a little more movement, or scheduling a checkup, can put you on a path to better health and greater independence. Awareness is power. By understanding the risks and recognizing the warning signs, You give yourself the chance to act early rather than react too late. Instead of focusing on what aging may take away, you can shift your energy toward what it can still offer: longevity, vitality, and the freedom to enjoy your life to the fullest. Think for a moment about your own daily habits. Where could you make a small but meaningful improvement? Perhaps it's eating more fresh foods, walking an extra block, spending more time in conversation with friends, or simply challenging your mind with new learning. At this stage of life, your health is your greatest treasure. Protecting it means more time with loved ones, more years of independence, and fewer fears about illnesses that can be prevented. Every day brings a new opportunity to invest in yourself. The decisions you make now determine how capable, strong, and joyful you will remain in the years ahead. Thank you for spending your time here today. We would love to hear from you. Share one insight you've gained and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your comments inspire us deeply. If this video has been valuable to you, please like, subscribe, and share so we can continue bringing you content that informs, encourages, and uplifts